Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to worship at Swiss United Church of Christ. Those who are in our sanctuary and those who are online, we welcome you. We're glad you're joining us. And wherever you are on your faith journey, you know you're welcome here. My name is Nancy Marty, and today is Mission Sunday. So we're going to be giving updates on what we did last year for missions, some things we have planned for this year, and just recapping a lot of our information. So, first of all, do we have any announcements from anyone? Okay, that'll keep it brief. I have a couple announcements. The first one, February 4th, Saturday, is the men's community prayer breakfast. Good food, devotions, and fellowship. All men are invited, and we ask all men to bring a son, a father, a brother, a nephew, a cousin, a neighbor. Bring another man with you. So that's a worthwhile opportunity. And on February 22nd is Ash Wednesday. The confirmation class will be hosting a dinner at 6 o'clock that night in Fellowship Hall. And the meal is to benefit two organizations. One is the El Salvador group, All God's Children. That's our outreach in El Salvador for children for education purposes and building projects and such. And the other one is for the Sunflower Resettlement Program, which is to help bring a Ukrainian family here to New Glarus, and that begins again at 6 o'clock in Fellowship Hall. So at this time, the children are dismissed to Sunday school, and our first hymn is 502. Please join us. Stand if you're Our scripture for today comes from Matthew chapter 25, verses 35 through 40, and I'm sure you're all familiar with this. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me. Then the righteous will answer him, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you? The king will reply, Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. Bless the reading of his holy word. Amen. And now a recap of some of our mission work last year. Joyful Hearts Mission Committee started off the year by opening our food pantry. And Cheryl Bartlett is going to give us some updates on that.
Good morning. The Joyful Hearts Food Pantry mission is to directly serve residents who suffer from hunger and food insecurity. This information comes from the Department of Agriculture feedingamerica.org website. In Wisconsin alone, 415,000 people are facing hunger, and of them, 161,000 are children. That is 1 in 14 adults and 1 in 8 children who are facing hunger. People that go hungry for a long period of time will change as a person. It can damage their mental and physical health. This past year, we started out slow, but we ended up having 48 visits and gave out $700 in food vouchers. We appreciate the generous support we have received from the congregation. Your support does make a difference. By making either a monetary donation or dropping off non-perishable items, you are helping to keep our food pantry well-stocked and able to provide food for those who need it. Your monetary donations were used to supply our food vouchers from Roy's Market. Families can go to Roy's and purchase perishable items such as eggs, milk, fresh fruit and vegetables, and meat, items that we cannot supply for them. This past year, we relied on a limited food donation model, asking people to provide items from our top 10 most needed list. At times, we received items that we did not request, but those items weren't gone to waste. We placed a box downstairs, and those extra items were used by individuals visiting our food pantry. We now have 2 cabinets located at the north entrance. Individuals will now be allowed to choose their food based on food preferences and maybe dietary needs. We need to stock these shelves with a wide variety of food items, so please check for expiration dates, as we do not put expired foods on our shelves. We have a grocery cart which is located in Fellowship Hall. All donations are welcome, and they will be added to the cabinets. There may be times throughout the year that we have a food drive asking for specific items, but for now, just fill our grocery cart with those non-perishable items. In addition to food, we have personal care items and diapers available. If you wish to make a monetary donation, it can be sent to the Swiss UCC Church, 501 First Street in New Glarus. We do not accept clothing items, but in December, somebody donated a few handmade knit hats and scarves. When I did the food pantry before Christmas, I asked a gentleman if he needed any of these items. He said his daughter had asked for a scarf for Christmas, so he picked one out for her. He was very appreciative of what we do for our community. Our food pantry, located at the north side entry by the park, is open every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. and is open to anyone who may need extra help. We may be small, but we pride ourselves in helping those in need. Thank you for your donations. Together we can feed our neighbors, one family at a time.
Thank you, Cheryl. Along with putting food in the grocery cart downstairs, you can leave it out in the narthex. We'll take care of that for you. Okay, so in February, we began our Fill the Ark campaign for Heifer International, and well before our designated date to stop that, we had filled the Ark and quickly pivoted to sunflowers in Ukraine once the war began there. Barb Anderson will now give an update on a Ukrainian family.
Good morning. I have some good news to share with you today. Last week, Marianne Omiken gave you a pretty comprehensive picture of our efforts to sponsor our Ukrainian family here in New Glarus. I am so excited to tell you that our family is arriving this coming Thursday. They will have a long flight. They're coming from Warsaw, Poland, straight to Chicago. And we have lots of last-minute details to arrange, of course, but for all intents and purposes, the rubber hits the road this week. A few things that we would like you to know. We have been meeting with Church World Services on a weekly basis and have received just invaluable information from them, including to-do lists for us so we know what to do ahead of time and before the family arrives, and then things to do once they're here. We are working with Southwest Community Action Program, that's CAP. I've probably heard of Southwest CAP. And they are working with us to provide services, which may include things like job training, dental clinics, rides to appointments, and setting up ESL classes. The children in this family speak English, and the adults are working on it, so that will be something they'll need. The State Office of Refugees has hired a Ukrainian speaker that we'll be able to utilize for translation purposes. That's a big deal for us. The Department of Workforce Development Services are available to us and to the family. The school district of New Glarus is prepared and eager to welcome the children into the district, and they've been extremely helpful. And thanks to a very generous offer, there's a place for the family to live and a vehicle for them to use. There are solar panels on the house and a well on the property, so there are no utility costs. But the homeowners estimate monthly living costs to be about, for the home, to be about $400. And the family will be arriving with one suitcase per person. So we're pretty sure that will mean costs for clothing, along with groceries, gas, and other ongoing daily expenses that will occur. Until this family is able to search for jobs and begin earning a living, we'll be assisting them with these expenses. And this is where you can help. Southwest CAP has set up an account for us just for New Glarus, and if you're able to help out with a donation, checks should be made out to Southwest CAP and labeled New Glarus Ukraine Relief. So if you plan to mail the check, you can get the address from anyone on the committee, and I'll have it here today if you're interested. Also, Marianne Omiken, Nancy Marty, Pastor Pat, Anthony Edge, Mark Janowiak, they all can help you out with this. You also can do donations online at swcap.org/donations. We have, that's a 401c3, so they are tax deductible. And we've prepared a couple of welcome baskets for the family. But we'd also like to tuck in some gift cards. So cards for gas, groceries, Walmart, Amazon are some suggestions, and those can be given to Nancy or Marianne or me. Another important thing you can do is like and share the New Glarus Sunflower Resettlement Pathways Facebook page. It'll help to spread the word in the community and beyond. Finally, we have no idea how long it will take the family to become established with jobs and everything it takes to be settled, but we do know that the home that they'll be living in is available only until the end of the school year. At that time, they'll need to relocate. So rentals are not easy to come by in New Glarus. So if you hear of or know of any possible options for a family of 4, please feel free to pass that information along to us. Thank you for all your support in this effort. We can't end the war in Ukraine. We can't help all of the people displaced by the devastation, but we can help this family. We can make them feel welcome and safe, and for them, that's everything. Thanks.
Thank you, Barb. One other thing we can do for this family is pray for them. They've come from a devastating space in Ukraine, and just pray for them that they can acclimate here and that they'll feel safe here and they'll feel welcome. So, okay, mid-year, we asked for your support for school supplies for Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and we sold t-shirts to support UW Children's Hospital, and you generously again answered the call. In September, we had an uptick in our food pantry usage and asked you to help restock. And again, you filled our shelves. Thank you. In October, we collected for hurricane relief. And in November, we sold hoodies to, again, benefit the UW Children's Hospital. We collected shoebox gifts for children and had the 12 Days of Christmas food pantry collection to round out the year. This spring, we are planning a well water project, much like the one we had in 2021. Christina Ziltner will now tell you about that.
Good morning. Thank you, Nancy. Why 6K, you ask? That is the average distance children and women in third world countries walk daily to find water, which is often dirty and disease-ridden, for their families. For every $50 raised, one person will have clean water. With clean water, children are better protected from disease and infection, more girls are free to go to school, and women can spend more nurturing time with their children. Families can increase livestock production and grow vegetables year-round. Medical centers can operate safely so people's overall health can improve. Communities can focus less on basic needs and more on programs that foster growth. When I was asked to give a speech on this organization, I thought, sure, no problem. I like water and I like walking. But as I researched this organization, I realized how many things I take for granted, and water is one of them. How many loads of laundry do we do weekly, a day? How many showers and baths do we take? Filling up water bottles before work, before school, before games? How many ice trays do we fill up? Or do we just get it out of our fridge and freezer? Let's face it, the list goes on and on. For example, I was having problems with my water softener a couple months ago, so I had my dad come over to show me how to regenerate it. He said, now Chrissy, no using water for 2 hours. Oh my, how am I gonna do this? No water from the sink, no shower, no flushing the toilet? Yikes. So, with your help, the vision of drill rigs, wells, solar pumps, pipelines, water kiosks, and hand washing stations can be changed from a vision to reality. Thus far, our church has done one walk for Team World Vision, and we've raised just over $20,000, which is 400 women and children that receive clean water just from our community alone. We are hoping to have another walk this spring or early summer to continue supporting life-changing needs. I hope to see you there.
Thank you, Christina. So the next mission project we're going to do coming up in February is Sew Little Dresses for Africa. We've been donated some lovely material when the Swiss Miss went out of, Swiss Miss, is that right? Went out of business. So we have lots of material, we just need sewers. So we'll have a day, tentatively February 18th, to bring your sewing machines into Fellowship Hall. We'll have people cutting, we'll have people ironing, we'll have people sewing and make a bunch of little dresses for Africa. So more information will be coming out on that soon. So Joyful Hearts Mission Committee members, we meet monthly to discuss ongoing and upcoming mission projects. And I wanted to just tell you who the members are. So you can contact any one of these people. Pastor Pat Plus, Cheryl Bartle, Leah Hansen, Denny and Rachel Baker, Michelle Barnett, Nora Lee Hosley, Mary Usher, Christina Ziltner, Jane Martinson, and myself, along with our spouses who we drag along on projects and make them help us, and help us staff the food pantry weekly. Thank you to all of those dedicated people. If you have a charity that's close to your heart that we don't know about, we would love to hear about it. We want our congregation to do charities and mission work that touch you. So please let any one of us know. We're open to suggestions. And finally, I'd like to take a moment to thank our church family here and online for putting your faith into action and lending a helping hand as you've supported and continue to support the many mission projects of Swiss Church. Anytime and every time we have asked, you've so generously given. You've opened your hearts and your wallets to share your blessings with others. Thank you. Now, if you're able, please stand and sing hymn number 516. I love to tell the story. Our taping has now stopped, and we'll take joys and concerns.